Good evening, everybody. How are you doing? I'm Eureka John, and you are at Eureka Street Creative Podcast, broadcasting from Leander, Texas. This is actually episode 500. And yeah, traditionally I've been broadcasting in the morning, but things are switching it up. Things are changing. Things are moving. And this is my, it's been Eureka Street Crypto Hub, Eureka Street Crypto Podcast, and now I'm at Eureka Street Creative Podcast because things are venturing out well into other realms beyond just crypto. Things have moved well beyond financial speculation into a whole other world of things: podcast editing and producing, motion graphics, AI, all different types of stuff that I'm experimenting around with. This is my message in a bottle to other like-minded folks. This is my brain dump for stuff that I learn. And this is my sandbox to be able to experiment and play around with, and to always try to keep myself on the edge of technological innovation, or at least in my perspective of it. I'm sure there's some pretty wild stuff out there that I have no idea of what's going on. But hey, I'll take what I can get. Yeah, this is episode 500, man. I'm wearing today a dad hat. I normally wear trucker hats if I wear hats at all, but Humpty was just in town for permissionless, and he's if you've been watching this, he's the host, or he's been the host of Crypto Sapiens for a long time. It's not. I mean, he likes to say it's not his project. It's all of ours, but it really has been. He's been the one leading it and spearheading it. But he just made an announcement that I'm now a co-founder of the Crypto Sapiens project. I'm super happy about that, and thank you very much for letting me just do everything I do and take ownership of the project. If you don't know, Crypto Sapiens is a podcast focused on Web3 and the people behind Web3. And I've had so much fun producing and editing and doing a lot of stuff on that podcast, and it's really helped me cut my teeth on a lot of things that I do here and that I do. I no longer work at the propane hose plant. For those of you who don't know, I was working in manufacturing for 16 years, and 7 of those years were at a propane hose plant. I wanted to get out of that so bad and just get back to doing what I love and dealing with this type of stuff. And I finally took the leap, and I formed my own company called Eureka Street Creative LLC. And I'm doing podcast editing, video editing, audio editing, live production, all types of stuff, live streaming, graphic design. I mean, so many different things that I'm doing that people are actually hiring me for now. And it's a big leap of faith to just step out and just do it, and I really specifically try to focus on the Web3 space and the crypto space because I love it so much. And back to Crypto Sapiens. Crypto Sapiens is one of those projects that really started me on this trail. And now I'm a co-founder of Crypto Sapiens, and hopefully we'll be able to really monetize that and do some really good things with it. We've brought on another show called Don't Say NFT, hosted by Donnie Clutterbuck. Humpty has moved away from hosting on the main flagship episode, and he's now doing another show called On-Chain Alpha, which is really cool. And this is exactly what it is. He goes on, talks about On-Chain Alpha and a lot of decentralized ID projects and stuff like that, really innovative stuff. And Rachel from Rachel Rose has taken over hosting the main flagship show that interviews the people of the Web3 and crypto space, and figuring out who the people are behind that. So, I mean, she does an amazing job as a host as well. So, that being said, this is now my episode 500, and I have created an NFT for this episode. So, if you're watching this, all you have to do is DM me with your wallet address and say, Eureka, gold at last, and your best Elmer Fudd voice if you give me an audio message. And you will get this NFT, this commemorative NFT. I made 500 of them. They're all the same, but there's only 500. and I will send it to you. I'll send it to your wallet address, and yeah, so you'll be able to say you were there, and whatever this becomes. But yeah, and I really liked this. I enjoyed making this. Basically, if you look closely at it, and those of you who are watching, sorry for the people who are listening, but you can see they're the thumbnails of a lot of the previous shows. Not all 500, but I mean they're all in there, and you can see a lot of people in here that I've interviewed too. There's 0x Aaron, there's Adam Miller, there's the Coffee Dow folks. Yeah, there's Humpty right there. There's Keith Axline, there's Philip Silva. There, there's Vlad from Bitcoin Takeover. There's the Meta Game Hub DAO guys. Let's see here. Yeah, Camilo and Nicholas, and yeah, I mean, I've interviewed a lot of people on here. I've looked at a lot of different projects. Here's Hedera Hashgraph and Nimic. I mean, I would just read white papers just live on the camera there's Crystal Street right there. Just trying to understand all this stuff, because it really is like a foreign language. Whenever you're trying to learn crypto, you really have to kind of just like immerse yourself in it, because crypto is really kind of a combination of like economics, finance, game theory, software engineering, programming. I mean, it's just so many different things, psychology, philosophy, that in order to really understand all this stuff, it's not just a speculative tool. Crypto is so much more than just money and speculation, which it brings me to okay, I'm trying to split these shows up into like, okay, there's our intro, we're just going to kind of talk about this and that. Then I'll get into like maybe some kind of like social topics in the Web3 space, and then on the third section of the show, I'll get into like tooling and technical stuff. I think that's kind of how I want to lay it out. So anyway, speaking of that, so let's jump over here to the old Twitter space, and let me see here. Let me shut that down. Oh, I have to get my browser up. Okay, so not that one. Okay, all right, here I am on Twitter. For those of you who are able to see my screen. And let's go through some tweets. First of all, I do want to say that Chippy launched a new NFT. And if you don't know Chip Perchy's the artist behind it, I got to meet him at Permissionless. Really cool, laid back guy. He lives in Costa Rica, which is cool. Sorry if I didn't dox you or anything. But anyway, look at this NFT here. It's pretty cool, man. It's like he does a lot of these. He makes these chippies. And I know I've talked about him before on the past couple episodes, so I don't want to wear that out. But it's just really, the whole community behind it is pretty amazing. And when Permissionless was here last week in Austin, I got to meet all the meat suits behind these PFPs, these profile pics. So, it was really cool meeting the meat suits, the people behind the PFPs. So as you can see, there's all these different chippies and all these little sections and stories, and these rooms in this map and this NFT represent different parts of the Bankless DAO. You have the B Labs over here. You have the Research Guild. Over here, you have Crypto Sapiens and the AV Guild and Making Bank and Drost running that. You have me right there at the Podcast Hatchery. I was one of the founders. And there's little chicklings teaching people how to do podcasting and stuff. You have let's see here. You have Bankless Card. They're coming out with a Bankless Card, which is pretty cool. You have all the Translators Guild down here. You have the Writers Guild and the newsletter and Bankless Consulting. So, and you see all these chippies represent. They're not just little cartoon characters. They all represent the actual people in the Bankless DAO, the meat suits that are making all this stuff happen. And it's really incredible. I kind of stick over here in my little corner and I hole up over here in all the AV and podcasting side of things. But there's an entire ecosystem in this DAO, and everybody contributes and does what they do. And I think for that reason, I know the bank token is, not worth pretty much jack squat right now. And, never really, okay, maybe during the bull run, it was worth a little something, but that's not why I do it. Yeah, sure, I get a little bit of, bank token, from some projects I'm a part of, but that's not why I do it. I'm in it for this community. And I think over time, there's enough people that are really cutting their teeth in this DAO, just like me, who are uh, quitting their day jobs and jumping into what they're really passionate about. That value will be created in this. And hopefully, maybe one day that bank token will be worth something. But, I don't know. All the community and people are pretty worth it. It's kind of like the old thing: you get airdropped a token, and suddenly you're part of a community, or you buy into some token you think is going to go to the moon, and suddenly you end up just a part of the community, and that's it. And the token takes a nosedive, and that's very much the case here. And I don't mind. I'm a part of this community. I never bought the bank token for speculation anyway, and as I'll show you here, that's a very old crypto mindset to buy tokens for speculation, in my point of view anyway. So let's look at this bookmark here. There's something here that I have to say. Ivan on Tech tweeted, and Ivan on Tech is one of those, well-known crypto YouTuber guys that's just like does the O phase. Oh, emergency! Listen now, you'll hear some alpha. Whoa, fire alarms. All that whole thing that you see the crypto YouTubers do. I've seen montage after montage after montage of crypto YouTubers doing the O phase. Pack your bags, buy this, buy that, sell this, sell that, it's emergency, trying to get the clicks. And Ivan on Tech is, he's been pretty guilty of that, but he's a really smart dude too. He runs a lot of coding classes and coding seminars where people learning Solidity, people learning, smart contracts and stuff like that. So he does run a good academy. I will give him that. I've learned a lot from him in the early days about crypto. So yeah, man, props to you for that. But I don't like your take on Twitter, Ivan. And you probably don't know me from Jack Squat, which is fine. You probably never will. But let me read his tweet. He says, the reason most Web3 startups are wrecked is because most are in la la land building things no one needs. Crypto has 3 use cases, according to him. I'm reading him. 1, speculating and aping to become rich. 2, cross-border payments with stable coins. And 3, store of value. Too many are building dApps without speculation, dreaming about use cases no one wants. And in parentheses, he says, I don't want to point fingers, but if your Web3 project can't be used to ape and invest, and is not a wallet for payments or storing value, it's likely to fail. We need to embrace the degen part of crypto. It's mostly about trading, build apps where users can speculate and your market is massive. Okay, so his whole premise is that if you're going to be in crypto, it's mostly about trading. And so if you want to succeed in crypto, you have to build apps to speculate. And that's all that crypto is about. And to me, that is such a narrow point of view, because that is not what crypto and Web3 is supposed to be about. It's not what it's about for me. I'm not in here to get rich. I haven't gotten rich off of crypto. I lucked out on a couple little projects and got a couple airdrops during the bull market. I made, a couple thousand here and there. But I've definitely not gotten rich. I mean, my bills ain't being covered, man. So, not from crypto anyway. So, but I'm not in it for the speculation. To me, crypto means so much more. It means, decentralized journalism. How can we get away from censorship? I mean, that's a huge use case that he didn't list. Decentralized ID, to be able to interact in the digital space without some kind of overriding authority giving you your identity, who you are, and lording over that, and being able, there's so many different use cases. So I disagree with him on this. Some people came back on him and they say, well, what about Gipcoin? What about Optimism FND and Giveth, Ivan? Yeah, that's good. And he says Optimism is infra. It will succeed if dApps on top of it have PMS and good use cases. Okay. And then somebody says, yeah, cross-border payments. Sure. Let's go to some of these other responses. Carlo, whoever that is, says, this is BS. Crypto will never succeed if it stays in its current status quo. All the speculation and aping is just about the narrative of development and mass adoption. If this would not be the goal for new projects, all the gamble and degen part will disappear ASAP. And that's a really good point, because all this speculation and aping is just for people trying to push mass adoption so they can fill their bags. It's all about financial stuff, which is, yeah, it's greed. Okay. And then somebody else says, Raphael Schmidt, whoever he is, and I agree with him. He says, I disagree. Quote unquote, speculation and aping isn't a use case. It is a result of the novelty and lack of regulation. Yes, you are most likely to fail if you want to venture out of the degeneracy of our niche, but the same goes if you stay within the established boundaries. If you keep the mindset that a crypto project is only valuable if it allows you to gamble, you will be left behind living in 2022. Ivan. So yeah, he has a very much a 2021, 2022, mindset, that crypto is only about gambling, about speculation, and that your only chance to succeed in this space is if you make apps to be able to gamble and speculate, which I disagree with. The internet first came out, the only way people could think about the internet was basically an electronic newspaper. Like the first, I guess, Wall Street Journal, online version of it was basically like a PDF, of the actual newspaper. Like the first car, was a horseless carriage. People are only able to conceptualize that which something has come from. So same thing with crypto. At this point, and it's starting to break away from that, but at this point, and especially in 2022, maybe, people are only able to conceptualize crypto in its monetary financial use case because they view tokens as money. And that's not necessarily the case. There are a lot of things that are going to be coming out of crypto, besides money. Like I said, decentralized journalism, decentralized ID, decentralized insurance, so many different things, the interaction of it with AI. I mean, I can't even begin to probably fathom all the different things that are going to be coming out of web3. So it's exciting. And that is why I'm here. Anyway, rant over. All right. So now that was kind of the social side. I want to move into some tooling and some things that are the projects that I find technically useful and cool. All right. So Clinomenic, thank you. He's in the Journal DAO with me and in Pods DAO. And we were recording an episode in Pods DAO last week, and he brought up this because they were talking about ways to how to distribute incoming donations and stuff like that in Pods DAO to be able to distribute to the members on automatically, without there being like squabbling or voting. Because that's one of the biggest problems with DAOs is nothing ever gets done because everybody's sitting around waiting for somebody to vote or somebody to take charge. But in a decentralized DAO, or a DAO that aspires for decentralization, everybody is, a little scared to kind of take the lead on things, because they I got to keep it decentralized. And but yeah, Clinomedic came up with this concept. Well, he didn't come up with the concept. He showed us the project. So sorry, I want to clarify that. So he showed us, and I thought it was really cool. So it is 0xSplits.xyz. So let's take a look over here. And you can go to that website if you want. It's a really clean, easy to understand website. So what it is Splits makes on-chain payments easy. So Splits is a set of simple modular smart contracts for safe and efficient on-chain payments. You can split revenue from NFT sales, recoup expenses, diversify an income stream, withhold taxes, and much more. Combined with an intuitive web app and open source SDK, software development kit, the Splits ecosystem is the trusted payment solution for forward-looking teams. And as you can see here, it's All these different projects use it, like Sound Protocol Guild, Song Camp, Highlight, Super Rare, Airswap, Metalabel, Async, Transient Labs, Catalog, Spores, and Heads. So it's pretty cool. It's a non-custodial protocol. It's open source and decentralized with no owner. It has upgradability, so no owner upgradability or special privileges. Okay, all right. So it's free to use, zero protocol fees. And I guess I kind of need to explain this. Okay, so basically all you're paying is gas, right? And in Ethereum, the way Ethereum works, okay, somebody could develop a protocol to work on Ethereum, and then they could inject like a little fee in there to use it. And then, I mean, I think that's kind of fair. Whatever, like developers build something, they want to collect a fee on it to kind of keep their lights on, but they don't have to, right? Okay, so this app here doesn't do any fees. You have to pay gas. And for those of you who are new to Ethereum, I mean, sorry for y'all that know, but gas is basically, Ethereum is a worldwide computer. It's an operating system distributed out amongst thousands and thousands of computers around the world that are running their computers specifically to be a node for that system, for that operating system. And then, so what gas is that Ethereum token is your gas. It is, so anytime you see a Web3 website, you will see a wallet up here at the top. So okay, I'm opening this up here. And you will see up here at the very top right corner, a spot where you can plug in your wallet, your crypto wallet. And it's right there. Okay. And you can see my wallet is plugged into this website. Well, my wallet has Ethereum tokens in it. And then with that Ethereum token, if I want to use specific aspects of this website, I pay Ethereum to use those specific characteristics of that website, and that is called gas. And that gas goes to the people that run and operate the nodes on Ethereum. And yeah, man. So okay, so that's basically the skinny of that. I may have just butchered that and not explained it right, but whatever. You kind of get the idea. So these people that made the 0xSplits protocol, they're the only thing the people that are using the website have to pay is just the gas to use the Ethereum ecosystem as a whole and not to use this protocol, which is really cool. Anyway, so I went into this website, 0xSplits, and you can see here's a bunch of contracts. So let me go back over to the docs over here. I like docs, I like to read docs, white papers and stuff like that. Side note, the way they set up these docs is really awesome. I mean, they did a great job with their docs. Some projects don't really do good with their docs. They just kind of just throw in a bunch and just jump into a bunch of technical goop and a bunch of equations with letters in them, Greek letters, that scare a lot of people off. Not these docs. They even say it right here. These docs are designed to become progressively more technical the further you read. If you're non-technical, new to Ethereum, or just want to understand how you can use 0xSplits today, we recommend you continue reading. If you're integrating the contracts into your own system, you may consider skipping ahead to developer tools and contract sections, though we do recommend reviewing the flow of funds first. So that's really cool, that you start at the top and it just gets more and more technical the further in you go. So anyway, they just laid it out well. So side note over. 0xSplits is a set of composable, open source, and audited smart contracts that makes it easy to split on-chain payments. So what is open source? Open source is something that is just put out there, some code that anybody can copy and paste and add on to and do whatever they want with for free. It's open source. There are a lot of open source programs out there. Linux is an open source operating system. So the software that I'm using to record this, OBS broadcasting software, is free and open source. So yeah, that's why a lot of people don't like Bill Gates, because he tries to make everybody pay for software whenever a lot of people just want to make cool stuff. So yeah, anyway, that's open source. Audited means it's checked. Composable. What is composable? Composable is like basically a widget. It's like something you can plug in and use in any other type of larger application. Like for instance, a Yahoo stock ticker is something that is composable that you can plug into your website as a widget to have real-time stock data coming through on your website. Maybe you have a news website, right? That is something that is composable. 0xSplits is composable. You can plug in these on-chain payment solutions and splits into your DApp to be into your DAO, into your music project or whatever, into your music website to be able to split up donations and payments. Okay, so what is split? 0xSplits, like, okay, say for instance, I'm working on this Eureka Street Creative podcast, right? I'm doing it by myself, right? So I can't really split any incoming donations. But say I was working with a producer, as part of my team. Say I have somebody that creates graphics for me. Say I have an audio editor. Then suddenly I have a whole team. So any donations that came in, if I wanted to be decentralized about it and automatic about it, basically I could integrate into the wallet that receives donations an automatic 0x split, and it would be broken up according to the designated percentages that splits allows you to do. And I think that's really cool. So I could say maybe I get, 25% of the incoming donations. My audio editor would get another 25%. My marketer would get 25%, and my graphic designer would get 25%. And it would be split 4 ways on a 4-person team if that's how I wanted to do it. And it does that just through code automatically. There's no somebody has to sit around and count the beans at the end of the month and try to divvy it out and figure it out. Nope, none of that. It just goes straight through the software and straight through the code. And then it comes straight from that wallet, the donation wallet, straight to your wallet in the exact percentage that the 0x split has whenever it was set up. So that's pretty cool. So here it shows the split here, and then it splits to Alice and Bob, and then you can even do splits on splits. You have another split wallet where it splits into 2 more wallet addresses from there. So yeah. So here's some features. Yeah, I already covered this. Free, no protocol fees whatsoever, run exactly at gas costs. It's unstoppable, non-upgradable contracts as long as the underlying network exists. So yeah, nobody can censor that, right? No government institution, nobody except for the people that set up the split wallet themselves. Multi-chain deployed on Ethereum, Polygon, Optimism, Arbitrum. Well, I mean, Polygon, Optimism, and Arbitrum are all Ethereum layer 2s, but I wonder if you could do something like that on other blockchains. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. Open source. All contracts are verified, audited, and publicly available on GitHub. Composable, like I said, each contract has a payable address to receive ETH and ERC20 tokens. Efficient, batched operations maximize gas efficiency at every step. Parcel.money does this, and I imagine this. I wonder if Parcel is composable with this. It'd be interesting to see. On-chain, no third-party APIs or external dependencies. Fair, distribution costs are shared so small recipients aren't screwed. Okay, cool. And then incentivize bots and third parties perform the repetitive tasks. So here's some of the usages of it. Teams, platforms, and projects of all sizes rely on 0x splits to power their payment flows. Platforms such as Sound, Artblocks, Super Rare, Tessera, Arpeggi, Bonfire, Decent, and First Dibs. Collectives such as the Protocol Guild, Metalabel, Dong Camp, Song Camp, and Heads, and then DAOs, Nouns, AirSwap, Bankless, GCR. I didn't know Bankless used 0x splits. Cool. And then studios, Transient Labs, Props, and Quantum. And then musicians. So 4 of these here I learned about at Permissionless this in Austin this last week. Daniel Allen, Ario Cragen, Coop Records and Loners, and I don't know Venice Music, but Coop Records is owned and run by Cooper Turley, and he's doing a lot of amazing stuff in the Web3 space. And these musicians, Daniel Allen and Ario Cragen, are utilizing a lot of these tools as well. So there's this whole scene out there in LA that are utilizing Web3 and music in amazing ways. And I want to probably next episode go over what Loners is and what these people are doing, because I watched a panel at Permissionless of Daniel Allen, Ario Cragen, and Cooper Turley talking about this stuff, and it really opened my eyes to a lot of amazing use cases and how you can use that stuff, and splits is how it's done. So let me show you here some of these split contracts. All right, so let me go back out of this one. Okay, so here's a bunch of featured contracts and accounts. That Ario Cragen musician here, he's one example, right? So let's go into his contract and his splits and take a look. Okay, so these are a bunch of different contracts that he's a part of. These are 39 contracts that he receives a split from. So there's 39 split contracts. So all this money coming in from all these different the revenue streams, he's a part of these splits. So on this one here, Beach Crimes own the mixtapes sound. He earns 2.5% from that. I don't know if that's a commission. I don't know if he helped out. I don't know if that's his song. Whatever the circumstances are, of all income from that, he receives 2.5% from. So he's gotten a total of $1,123.11 from that, which is cool. State of Sound compilation. It looks like one of his songs is on a compilation. He gets 1.6% from that, and he's gotten $686.40 from that automatically dispersed to him. And all this is incoming revenue. I'm assuming crypto revenue. All right. So here's some other projects. Here's one that he is 50% part of, and he's gotten $10,098.39 from, which is pretty badass. All right. And then here's one, Glass House. I don't know what that is, but that one's earned $115,530.13. He earns 5% of that, or maybe that 115,000 is the 5%. I don't know. But I mean, I think this is like a genius and democratic way to split up contracts to be automatically dispersed out, not have to sit around and wait on payments and wait on some bean counter to tabulate everything. Like, it goes in the donation or in the incoming revenue wallet and then directly immediately out. And yeah, so simple, so easy, and yeah, so amazing. Anyway, yeah, so that's really okay. I've gone through, just kind of the hellos and the warm up. I've gone through some social stuff, and now I talked about some cool technical tooling, and that's an episode. That's a wrap. I again want to thank you guys for all the support and encouragement you've given me for these 500 episodes. I've had so much fun doing this. Definitely, I would love it if you wanted to go buy my NFT for 0.01 ETH. Go to Eureka John 1 on my Twitter and you'll see it. Go to OpenSea. Hold on, let me go back to the browser here, and you can see that you can buy it there, or if you want to get it free, then just DM me on Twitter, or you can email me at eurekastreetcreative@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on Discord, Eureka John, or however you want. I don't know. Yeah, just find me and just say, Eureka, gold at last. And then give me your wallet address and I will send you this for free. So yeah, there's 500 of them. That's it. And you'll have that NFT. Thank you so much. And I will talk to you guys next time. Later.